Hey everybody, what's up? This is Peterson, bringing y'all another exciting episode of Life on the 40. I'm gonna get a catchy name for it, but right now it's just more drama. That's it, drama on the 40. Today's episode is brought to you by a nice sponsor this time, Smart Water. Smart Water. It says here, purity you can taste. Hydration you can feel. Now, the person who brought this bottle on the bus, they paid $2 for how much did they get here? I like liters or so. 1 liter worth of water. $2 for 1 liter worth of water. But they couldn't, and they get this, they used $20, so they got $18 cash back. But they couldn't pay $1.75 on the bus. They got on board the bus, no fare, and left their trash behind. So, Smart Water apparently doesn't work. Anyway, I'm going to try to keep this one as brief as possible, as I already used up a minute here. I'm on the 40, my last southbound run. I get to Alameda and Los Angeles Street. I pick up the people at LA and Los Angeles Street, and then there's a lady in a walker. She's the last person to get on board the bus. But she times it so that by the time she's getting on the bus, I got a red light. I got to wait for this red light. This red light is about maybe a minute and a half long. She gets on board the bus. She doesn't pay the fare. That was the first clue something's wrong, because most people on the walker, they're gonna tap the card, or they walk by, but they never gonna come back, because once they've got their fare paid, once they're away from that fare box and they got their seat, they want to keep that seat they're in. So she sits down on the curb side of the bus in the forward-facing wheelchair ramp. I'm trying to paint the picture for you here. She's counting her change. Everything looks so far so good. Then when the light turns green, something tells me to wait a second. Just wait a couple more seconds. So I wait a couple more seconds. And then I take my foot off the brake. When I take my foot off the brake, all of a sudden, disabled lady decides to get up and say, "Hey, wait, somebody wants to get on the bus." Okay, cool, no problem. I look out the door. There's a young lady who's walking towards the bus, but she's walking kind of casual. She's not trying to rush or knock on the door like they all do. But mind you, my bus has been sitting in the zone for like 2 minutes, and it's kind of odd that as soon as you see the light turn green, now all of a sudden you decide you want to board my bus at 10:45 at night. All right, cool. So I open the door. I let her on board my bus, because if I don't stop the bus, I'm going to run her over. She gets on board the bus, and she sits down. Then the lady who was, and we're going to call her the queen. Okay, so the queen, she was sitting on the curb side of the bus. She decides to move to the curb side of the bus. All right, got you. Now, the young girl, we're going to call her Princess. Princess, now I'm moving along. Princess decides to get up, walk next to me, and stand right next to me. And then she asks me, "How do I get to the Greyhound station?" So I say, "Hey, you're going to take my bus till you get to 7th Street. 7th Street, you're going to exit, go across the street, wait for the 60. 60 is going to drop you off. No problem at all." But I'm sensing something up here, because when Princess got on the bus, Princess and Queen exchanged looks, and then said something about waiting. There was a little laugh, and then, that was that. So I started putting 2 to 2 together, came together with 8, and I realized, you know what? They're trying to set me up for an accident here. That's what they doing. I know this. That little stunt that Queen pulled when she stood up and said, "Hey, wait, someone's trying to board the bus." And then she does it, and at the same time she's coming forward, she can put money into the fare box. She actually did that hoping that I would slam on the brakes. By slamming on the brakes, she's got that walker, she falls. Chick gets paid. I've seen Princess on my bus 3 times before, but this is the first time she got on the bus with someone else like that. So I'm like, okay, they up for a scam. So I'm like, I'm going to test my theory and see what happens. So Princess is standing next to me. Now, mind you, she was sitting earlier. Now she wants to stand up. So I tell Princess, I said, hey, for your safety, I need you to sit down so I can keep driving this bus. I'm 15 minutes late. She gets mad. But not only does Princess get mad, Queen gets mad too. Oh, I'm standing up. I'm behind the line. I'm not doing nothing wrong. You need to leave her alone. She behind the line. She got rights. Something wrong with you. I want your badge number. All right, cool. No problem. So I slow the bus down to 15 miles an hour. And eventually I get to John Alicio and Temple. I stop the bus. I tell Princess, I said, hey, if you want the bus to continue, I really do need you to have a seat. She refuses to sit down. Queen still gets mad and argumentative. No problem. I got y'all. I hit RTT. My radio is BO. I take my cell phone. I walk out the door. I call BOC. I basically say, hey, I got 2 women on board the bus trying to set me up for an accident. I need them removed. No problem. We send a VO to you. I'm like, great. Take your time. I got time. They want to play this game? No problem at all. So now they getting mad at me, all upset or so like that. Eventually, Princess decides to leave the bus, and then she says, oh, I'm going to call and ask for a ride. I'm thinking, why didn't you call and ask for a ride? It's 10:45 at night. Why are you waiting for the bus when you could have done that in the beginning and saved yourself a lot of trouble? Now, instead of continuing to walk southbound on John Alicio, she decides to walk behind the bus and then away on Temple Street. Okay, something's up with that too. So then I get back on the bus. Queen, she all getting upset, mad, belligerent, blah, blah. So I say, hey, if you like, you can get off this bus and you can wait for another one. Oh, no, I don't want another bus. I want this bus. All right, well, you can't roll with me because, you tried to set me up for an accident. All of a sudden, she got quiet. She had nothing to say. So we just sat there, waited, light came on. My bus was, I say, about maybe 28 minutes late by the time, my follower came. So I went to my follower. I broke it down to her. I told her what happened or so like that. She was like, yeah, they trying to do that. They trying to get paid. So then all of a sudden, Queen wants to get off my bus. I need the ramp. You got to let me off the bus. No problem. I deploy the ramp. I let her off my bus and I go. But folk out there, people, they are really trying to get paid. I mean, they look at ATM, MTA. Hey, that's what it's all about. But I ain't trying to have another passenger fall. I had to fill out another report because somebody trying to get paid through fraudulent means. All right, y'all have a good one. Be safe. Watch out for the fakers out there. They trying to get that money. All right, have a good one.